Cuba, que viva Cuba. Cuba para siempre.
Hi guys, it's Jay from Ayaba's Win. I'm back to do the September 2019 reading for the Sagittarius Collective. Hopefully you'll have some breakthroughs going into the fall season. Keep in mind that some of this information may resonate with you, all of it may resonate with you, or none of it may resonate with you. This is a general reading, so take what you need and leave the rest behind, okay? Just FYI, in case you don't know, I conduct my readings a little bit differently. I do a Risha Tarot card reading in the first part of this video, and then I pull from Odu, which is basically the living document in my doctrine. Sorry, in my tradition. I practice in the Lukumi tradition. It is Cuban, Afro-Cuban spiritual tradition out of West Africa. I'm an initiated priest, and so we pull from the sacred Odu to basically guide our lives, to help us to make the right decisions, and to help us to fulfill our destinies in the most positive way possible. So I'm going to start out with a quick prayer, and then I'll go into the Orisha Tarot pull, and then we'll go into Odu for the advice. So just give me a couple of seconds. Light, peace, and progress to the spirit guides and protections, the guardian angels of the Sagittarian collective fire sign, whose birthdays fall between November 23rd and December 21st. Light, peace, and progress to the spirit guides, guardian angels of the Sagittarius collective fire sign, whose birthdays fall between November 23rd and December 21st. Light, peace, and progress to the spirit guides, protections, guardian angels of the Sagittarian collective fire sign, whose birthdays fall between November 23rd and December 21st. I come before you here today humbly to channel your information for all of your Sagittarian fire sign children. I pray that you will guide them, uplift them, support them, help them to make the right choices, the right decisions, and open up the way to clear their path of blockages and obstacles so that they can fulfill their dreams and accomplish their goals. I thank you for the information. I pray the information flows accurately and abundantly. And I pray that you will give your Sagittarian children the clarity that they need to be able to move forward. We honor you, we praise you, we thank you. Modukwe Adukwe. Shuffle the cards. Okay. All right, thank you, Spirit, for blessing us with these cards. So I'm just going to organize the cards really quickly. Some cards came reversed. Okay, Sagittarians. So it's showing here that you have money on its way. You definitely, it's talking about business endeavors, you starting new businesses, you venturing out, you taking risks, uh, new beginnings, endings of the old, in with the new. Um, the money is coming in. And that, all of your hard work, your dedication, your labor, your blood, sweat, and tears is paying off. Okay. Your work is paying off. You're beginning to see the fruits of your labor. And for some of you, this may be a very risky move for you. You may be scared to take this leap of faith. But Spirit is saying to not be afraid. And they're, in fact, pushing you along. There may have been things that have happened that have brought you to this point. Of basically going out on a limb, taking your chances and exploring the unknown, exploring new areas, opening up businesses that may not be typical to your area, that may not be a common thing. You taking risks. I feel like these businesses, it's going to be in some cases a joint venture with people who have a number of different interests. There's going to be a number of different stakeholders involved here. Um, uh, but at the same time, you have karma coming into the picture. So for those of you who have been living a little recklessly, for those of you who have maybe inflicted harm on people, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual. These things are coming back to haunt you. Okay, so it may have an impact on your ability to open these businesses. It may have an impact on your ability to be able to move forward. You may see that if you put negative things out there, if you hurt people, that your business, you're moving towards you opening up a business or investing in a business, there may be a lot of um, obstacles and barriers to you getting to get that deal done, to get that deal closed. Okay. It shows the karma card here, shows an old woman basically reflecting back on her life. She's reflecting back on her childhood. You have the scales over her head, and you have the spiritual eyes looking over her, okay, which is essentially you. You could be reflecting back to your childhood. You could be reflecting back to the things that you did in childhood, or your early adulthood. It could be these things that are coming back to haunt you. Okay. And so just brace yourself for what is to come. You may not have made the right choices or the right decisions when you were younger, but now is the time where this karmic cycle is coming into play, where everything that you put out there throughout the years is now swinging back around to you. Okay. Which could be good, which could be bad. Okay, things could potentially be blowing up in your face. Things that you thought were not going to come back to bite you are going to be coming back to bite you. Things are going to be resurfacing for you with this karmic card, okay? We got Oshala. Oshala is the male aspect of God. The Orisha, who owns the white cloth. He is the father of all the Orishas. He's the father of the world. Okay, and basically, Obatala owns the head. He owns the mind. He owns thinking. And actually, Oshala, Obatala created all heads. Okay. And so Obatala is saying here, Oshala is saying that, your head is all over the place. He came reverse. So things are off balance, they're off kilter. And Oshala, Obatala is trying to get you back on track. You would benefit from this time in wearing all white, because Oshala Obatala owns the color white. Okay, and the white represents purity, cleanliness. It serves as protection against negative spirits, curses, spells, brujeria, witchcraft, dark arts. It protects you from all these things. So you would benefit from wearing a lot of white, wearing white on your head, wearing white in your clothing. I don't care if it's past Labor Day. Your spirit guides are saying wear white. Okay, sleep in white. Keep a night light on. Don't sleep in darkness. Um, just be very careful. Also, here it's saying that you have to watch eating a lot of white foods. I'm not sure if you're diabetic or that you have a predisposition to being diabetic, but you have to have a respect for white foods. I'm sorry, during this time, for the month of September, October, and even into November. These restrictions. And these mentionings come into play and they last for as long as you allow it to. Okay, so you can help to resolve these issues that come up through prayer, through meditation, through chanting mantras, 108 times in the morning, 108 times at night if you can do it. Usually 108 times, depending on the length of the mantra lasts anywhere from 10 minutes to 15 minutes, okay, which is not a lot of time that you have to give up, okay. But Oshala is saying that something is off balance, that you got to do some spiritual work, you got to do some spiritual cleaning in your life, in your house, on your body. You should spiritually clean. You should take a white bath. And the white bath recipe and information is on the community section of my page. Yeah, you definitely have God looking down on you, watching you. The God force is watching you because you have karma. So you have those spiritual eyes watching you, okay? Um, Looking to see all the good that you've done, looking to see all the bad that you've done. And looking to see, is your heart as light as a feather or is it as heavy as a rock? Okay, so you definitely have these things going on here. The Six of Coins came reverse. Okay, it came reverse. The Six of Earth, Six of Coins, same thing. In traditional tarot, it talks about like an equitable distribution of wealth, of attention. But here it came reverse. So I don't know. I don't know if something is lopsided, that you're not receiving what it is that you put out there, that you work so hard for. There could be an imbalance somewhere in your finances. Um, it could be an imbalance in you receiving love and affection in a relationship. um there's something that's off balance here, so spirit is announcing that, and they want you to get on board and make that right. Okay, you have the Seven of Earth, which is the Seven of Coins. All right, and basically this is you cultivating your wealth, and reaping all of the wealth, the benefits, the fruits of your labor. Okay, so that's coming into play. That's a good thing. All right. And then you have the outcast, which is the equivalent of the fool. And this is basically going out on a limb. You don't know where you're going. Your new beginnings, new travels. You're taking risks. You're taking chances. This could be in business. This could be in love. But I tend to feel like your reading is more focused around finance, okay, and investments and in business, taking chances. And you have this little bird who's nipping at the fool's, the outcast's feet, okay. Also, this card can also represent how you're feeling as far as you not feeling particularly connected to anyone. You could potentially feel lonely, um, alienated from the group. Maybe it's because of the wealth and the success that you have, that you feel like people can't relate to you, or that people feel like they can't relate to you. And so, this has a number of different meanings here. And then you have the Earth card, which is the equivalent to the world. This is out with the old, in with the new. New beginnings, new chapters begin. There's a lot of people involved in this. And like I said, with this, I see a lot of business and energy around this, investments. And there's a lot of people, a lot of stakeholders, a lot of entities that have their hands in this new beginning of yours. You definitely got to watch. Some people are coming straightforward and upright, but there are some snakes in the grass. So you got to be careful with who you deal with. All right. Make sure you're reading contracts. You're taking that into consideration, and being very diligent and careful with making moves as far as it involved. Excuse me, I'm yawning. As long as it involves, investments and money and business. Okay. So let's go into your Odu section here. The Odu is the living doctrine um, that guides you, helps you to fulfill your destiny in the most positive way possible. It is the best advice that you could possibly get, from spirit directly. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, see what cards fall, and then go into the advice portion. So just give me a couple of seconds. Okay. Wasting the time. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Remember, I called down your spirit guides and protections, so they are sending the messages they need to send through Odu. Okay. So Spirit is saying, watch who you deceive, for you could be the one who is deceived. So here you go. It talks about karma. You can't make this up. Your spirits are in the house in full effect, and they are talking to you, giving you the advice you need to make the right moves. Okay. Watch who you deceive, for you could be the one who is deceived. This is karma coming back to bite you, okay? Spirit is saying that there are some spiritual issues that you need you need to hold a mass in your house. Put a white tablecloth, have some people who are spiritual come sit down with you, say prayers, call forth positive energies, pray away negative energies, and bring in and pull in blessings. But the Spirit is saying you need to do this as a collective. You can have your closest people sit in this circle with you. Pretty much all of you should be wearing white. There should be candlelight in the center. You can have a Bible. You can have the book called Acts of Faith. And it's just a prayer session. This is really important because there's some things going on, that we're going to that's going to be revealed shortly. And like I said, it could have been the stuff that you did early on in your life that now is coming to the surface. And as much as you want to stop it, and as much as you have had control over all of the material things in your life, you can't control spirit. Okay, that's one thing that you can't control. All right, it's saying don't curse people here. You curse people, that curse can come back to you, especially during this time frame of September, October, November. Don't drink or tell lies. Why? Because those lies can come back to bite you. Be careful of false testimony, because those lies can come back to bite you. Okay? Karma. Karma is big with you guys. Really, really big. That is a major theme for Sagittarians. It's announcing potential pregnancy. So get ready. I did see the fish in the cards here. And in my tradition, when people dream about fish, when they have visions of fish, it means pregnancy. So just be very careful of that. It's saying that you may need an operation. So you should go to your physician to get a complete checkup. Okay? Because it's meant, spirit is saying that you could need an operation somewhere in your body. You need to be careful of paralysis, hemorrhoids, ulcers, and any kind of explosions in the body at this time. So be careful with your temper, okay? You know, Sagittarians are a fire sign. They can run hot, okay? So be careful of your temper, because that can cause explosions in your body. It can cause, I think, maybe an embolism, um, things of that nature. So just be very careful. There could be a little boy, if you have, I don't know if you have a son, but it's talking about a little boy who could be sick. So just have that little boy checked. Take him to the doctor and get him checked. There could be a little boy, either your son, a nephew, a little brother, someone close to you that could be sick. Spirit is saying you need to get him help ASAP, okay? Please get him help ASAP. Don't tell your secrets and don't tell your plans, because there are people that are around that are potentially looking to see your demise. Yes, the earth represents the world, but you see all of these animals here, they represent people, okay? And these people, they're very observant. They're watching. They're watching, they're watching, they're watching you. So just be very careful of telling your plans and your secrets. If you wanting to own a business, you potentially getting married, getting into new relationships, money coming in for you, because these plans can go wrong. You can deflate your good news by telling your plans, because then people put their thoughts, their emotions, their ideas behind it, and they can sabotage your plan spiritually, because people walk with this kind of power, this Ache. Okay? And so be very careful of doing that. And spirit is saying that you've done this before and this is your downfall. So as much as you feel happy and you want to celebrate about good news somewhere in your life, don't do it. Okay? Not at this time. Something that you said that was untrue has caused a fight or will cause a fight. So be prepared for people coming back around to you, confronting you about something it is that you said, or something that someone said you said. Okay? This whole he say, she say, bochinche gossip thing can get you in trouble. It can make you very uncomfortable. It can make things that were going smoothly be a mess. Okay? Um, do not argue over money, because someone can get killed. Um, it's saying here that brujeria, some kind of witchcraft, has been done or will be done to your food or your drink. So it is advised that you be very careful of what you eat and what you drink from people. Okay. You know, back in ancient times, they used to have an animal, a monkey, that would sit next to the royalty. And there were always plans to sabotage and kill the king or the queen. And so before the king or the queen would eat their food, the food would be given to the monkey. And if the monkey died, then that was an indication that someone was poisoned, that someone was trying to poison the king or the queen. So just be very mindful of where you get your food. It's saying here that you could have issues with your mother. If your mother is alive, it's saying that there could be issues with your mom somewhere, disagreements, not seeing eye to eye. Maybe your mother was not a very nurturing mother when you were coming up. If your mother is deceased or she's crossed over, you should consider lighting a candle for her, and saying prayers and just, telling her that you forgive her for what she's done. Or if you've done wrong to her, you can ask her forgiveness. But just try and resolve these issues. And you can do that through candlelight, getting a clear glass of water, setting it next to it. If you have a picture of your mother who's crossed over, put the picture there, cut out all the living people out of that picture, and just go into meditation and say prayers to your mother. Okay. At this particular time, you should not be eating yams, sweet potatoes, or yams. Okay, the sweet potatoes and yams are owned by spirits that are standing up to fight for you, standing up to protect you. Okay, and so we have to respect those foods that are owned by those spirits. So it's saying for these next 2 months, try not to eat sweet potatoes or yams. Okay. I know it's hard to do because they taste so good, but don't do it. Okay. Also, at this time, watch what you say with your tongue. Okay. Your tongue has ache, the power. You have power behind your tongue. You can speak things into existence. You are, in essence, a magician. Okay. You can create things or you can destroy things with your tongue. This is how people curse people. This is how people place hexes on people. You don't have to stand over a pot. You don't have to be ordained or initiated in any tradition to work someone. You got ache, okay? And unfortunately, some people abuse it, all right? Um, he who does not heed the advice will not live to be old. So your spirit is saying that you have clicked on this YouTube video. Now you are responsible for this information that your spirit guides have blessed you with. Okay. And your spirit guides are saying that if you do not heed this advice, you will not live to be old. Okay. So you do have good things coming as far as business and moving forward with things. If things were stuck, now they're tending to move forward. But you got a lot of eyes on you. Follow the advice, because Spirit is saying that if you don't follow the advice, there's a trap. And that this trap that is set for you can cause tragedy. Worst case scenario, death for you. Okay? So be very, very careful. Follow the advice that Spirit is giving you. Saying that you live like a prisoner. Okay? You live like a prisoner. Does your money keep you hostage if you have money? If you're a celebrity? It's saying here that you live like a prisoner. Are people keeping you a prisoner? Are your thoughts keeping you a prisoner? Spirit is saying you're living like a prisoner. Someone wants to hurt you really badly. Okay, someone really wants to hurt you. So you got to watch your step. Remember, I said someone's trying to work your food and work your drink. Be careful where you eat. All right. Someone wants to hurt you badly. And this is where you see all of these animals here. They could represent your enemies looking to, disrupt your world. All right. They're saying that the smallest person in your house has the biggest head. So If you have small people, little people in your house, there's a little person that has the biggest head. That means that this little person or short person has a big ego, will have a lot of pride and a big ego, and that could potentially get in the way of their development. So just be mindful of that. Try to steer them on the right path. It's saying here that, during these months, September, October, even into November, leftovers can cause you to get sick. So be very careful of eating leftovers. Pray before you travel. Okay, it's saying here, because someone wants to see your demise, they want to see your downfall, you got to pray before you travel. Spirit is helping you to avoid accidents in planes, bus crashes, car crashes. So pray for what you want before you travel. Someone is defaming you. Someone is putting you down. Someone is slandering you. This is what Spirit is saying. They're slandering you. I keep going back to this card. They're slandering you. And I don't know if, this slander, this brujeria, this witchcraft, whatever is being worked on you is as a result of this karma that you put out that was negative, maybe in the past. But it's coming back. It's coming back. And it's attempting to be disruptive in your life. It's saying that if you're a man, your wife cries. She may not show you that she's crying, but she cries. Silently, privately, she's crying. You got to figure out what's going on with her. Okay? Could be something that you're doing or not doing. But Spirit is saying that she cries. Spirit's showing you this. Watch going to a place that you want to go, but you've never been, because there's danger awaiting. There's a war that is brewing in this area. I don't know. Maybe it's warning you of potentially getting robbed, kidnapped, being caught in conflict. It's saying here that someone tied you down. Someone tried to tie you spiritually. Someone tried to work brujeria on you, to tie you, to keep you bound, to keep you connected either to them or to keep you in your place so that you couldn't move, you can't progress. Maybe this is why Oshala Obatala has come upside down. Obatala is exposing these people to you, your enemy, the person that's tried to tie you down. I don't know who tried to tie you down. Why would they try and tie you down? What do you have that these people are afraid of? Or that these people are afraid of losing you? Something that you have. They don't want to lose you. And so therefore they have gone to someone to do some work to tie you down. Or if they've done the work themselves. It's saying here that if you have a child in your house, the youngest child is the one that has the special blessing. All children are blessings. In most traditions, children are blessings. But it's saying this young child, the youngest child that you have, has a very special blessing. So just pay particular attention to this child. Make sure all of this child's needs are met. But also with this child that has a special blessing, this child could be very sick. Okay? I don't know. This sickness could be a developmental disorder of some sort. The child could be very young, so you're not really seeing any like learning disabilities manifesting. But just be mindful of that. Watch how the child sits, how the child walks, if the child talks or doesn't talk. There could be delays there. And maybe that's why, another reason why Obatala came. Oshala came upside down. Because Oshala Obatala coming upside down is warning you of things. Okay? And remember, Obatala owns all heads. He owns all heads. And some of the heads were not created the way other heads were created. Some heads were created in a very unique way. And those are in particular children with special needs. Okay? So you could have a child in your house that has special needs, that needs special attention, but that it also has a ton of blessings with them spiritually. In addition to you not eating yams or sweet potatoes, it's saying you cannot have anything with pumpkin in it. The spirits that are protecting you, in particular Shango. Shango is a very strong energy here. Shango walks with you. Shango is the male aspect of God that is very macho. Shango is a boss. He is a general. Shango is a king. He is an Oba. He runs things. He likes nice things. He likes flash. His colors are red and white. He's the master strategist. Shango is here. Okay? He's standing up for you and he's fighting for you. He's speaking to you. Okay? In my tradition, many of the men love Shango. Shango represents the epitome of what a man, in their mind, they think a man should be. Okay, Shango takes pumpkins. Pumpkins are wealth. Do not eat your wealth. Mm-mm. We cherish pumpkins. September, October, and into November. Do not eat pumpkins. Okay, watch the soups that you eat, especially a lot of thick soups, because the base of the soups is often made with pumpkin, because pumpkin gives the soup body, the stew body. It gives it that thickness. Okay. Shango's really talking to you. He's very present here. And then the last thing that Spirit wants you to know, Spirit is saying to you, don't let things of value cheapen. That includes people. You may think you got people locked down in your corner and they're not going anywhere. No. You got to check in with your people. Check in with your people. Because those people that you think you have locked down, they could walk off into the sunset with someone else. So you got to hold people down. Don't let things of value cheapen, because once they cheapen, they're walking out the door and they're on to the next. And one man's garbage is another man's treasure. That can go for a woman too. One woman's garbage is another woman's treasure. So basically, Shango's energy is here. He's here. He's standing up for you. He's speaking to you. You can look up Shango. I'm going to attach a link for Shango. Shango is the man. He's the master strategist, okay? But it's saying here that you tend to get used a lot, okay? If you're a woman, you love Shango like men. You love men that like to dress nice, flash, smell good, look good, walk with this presence, this energy. They walk in like a king, a don, okay? And so you got to be careful, because they can run game on you, especially if you have low self-esteem, low self-worth, okay? You got to build yourself up. If you like these type of men, you got to be able to run with them. And you can't run with them and roll with them and rock with them if you're not together, because they will eat you alive. Listen to your elders. If you have elders speaking to you, older people speaking to you, they have pearls of wisdom. You got to take the advice. Be careful of unknown roads. Be careful of driving down unknown roads, because you could potentially get hijacked, kidnapped, robbed, and worst case scenarios, killed. Okay, so watch going down dark streets at this time. Spirit is saying you don't finish what you start. You got to start getting in the habit of finishing what you start, being complete. Shango's talking here. Shango doesn't like leaving things undone. He's a strategist. He will tell you how to do things from the beginning to the end. But you got to complete things in order to be successful. Be careful of going out at 12 noon and 12 midnight. There are energies out in this world that are very strong, very powerful. Okay, and maybe that's why this card came up again, this Earth card. They're very strong and very powerful, and if you are not if you're not initiated, if you are not in tune with spirit, they will eat you alive. Your life will be a hot mess. So 12 noon or 12 midnight hits, run into a store. If you're in the city, run into a bodega until just after 12. It's 12:05, then you can come back out and go about your merry way. But be careful of the energy, especially around midnight, because at midnight there are darker spirits that roam, and you can take hitchhikers home with you, spirits that will hitchhike home with you, and they'll cause problems sleeping. Will cause you problems sleeping. You'll hear noises. They'll cause plumbing problems, cracks in your house, electrical problems, all of that. Be careful. Um, you got to organize yourself with a clock, a calendar. You know, right now everyone has Google Calendar on their phone. So you got to start to use that. You got to start to organize your life. Sagittarians can be um, all over the place. Okay, their life can be very hectic. You know, they heat up very quickly, and so with that erratic behavior, your house can be a hot mess. Your life can be a hot mess. You could be very intelligent, but your life, your private life is a hot mess. Okay. And maybe that's why Oshala, Obatala wants you to take those white baths, meditate with candlelight in a quiet room in white. Get yourself together. Okay. Be careful of talking around your children. Your children will tend to repeat what you say to others, and then word can spread fast, and then other parents get involved, and then it's drama. So be careful what you say around children, because what you say around children is not going to be kept secret. You got to watch people come into your house. um Before you do work for anyone, they got to pay you first. Don't do work and then have you pay you later. You may not get all your money. You might not get any of your money. So you do work for someone, they got to pay you up front, and then you do quality work for them. Um, if you're a woman, you got to be careful of falling for these men again, because it's saying these men that don't wish you well, or these Shango like men who are living on the edge, they could potentially get you pregnant and then leave you. Okay, and you will be in a world of hurt. So please be mindful of that. If you were traveling a lot, it's saying that traveling could make you very ill. Okay, you're in and out of hotel rooms. You're in and out of places, on and off planes. There are spirits that roam. There's a whole spiritual world. There's a whole another dimension of beings that we don't see with our naked eyes. Some of us have the gift to see, to hear them, to even smell them. Okay, but you being in and out of these hotel rooms, you're a spirit collector. You are just like there's a bone collector, you're a spirit collector. And so you traveling to all these places, you just have all these spirits hopped on your back, and they could be weighing you down. They could be making you sick. They could be wearing you out, making you feel exhausted. They could be giving you mood swings. Um, you got to be careful. But the other side of this could be that you could get food poisoning. Okay, eating all these different foods from all the different countries, and your stomach, your digestive system is not accustomed to the food or the bacteria in the food or in the water, organisms in the water. You could get very sick. It's saying here, ironically, that happiness is found in the home. So you got to get your home together, Sagittarians. You guys could be out in the world making money, having great success, fame, and fortune. But Spirit is saying your home, something's not right in your house. You got to stay home. Take care of home. That includes the people in the home. If you got a husband, you got a wife, you got children, they need attention. You got to take care of your home, because your home is where your sanctuary is. Okay? And if your home is off balance, you don't have a sanctuary. And therefore, things start to fall apart. Don't lend anything out. Do not lend anything out. Because people can work things on the things you lend out. You lend it out, tell them they can have it. Or don't lend things out at all. You should not have any exchange of any energy with people unnecessarily. Okay, that will bring you despair. It'll bring you poverty. It'll bring you depression. It'll bring you dark, ill spirits. Okay. Yet again, hot-headedness means problems for you. Sagittarians, you guys are fire sign. I know what it is to be a fire sign. I'm a Leo. I can be a hothead. Okay. The spirit is saying, you got to cut it, because it will cause you drama and pain. It's saying that someone who is going to visit your house, someone who has visited your house with a nickname, a unique nickname, is very dangerous. So watch your back. Watch having this person over. Keep your eyes open. This person could be dangerous in a number of different ways. This person could have problems with people on the outside. And then these people follow this dangerous person to your house. And then the people come and they shoot up the house and everyone's dead. And that's why this person could be dangerous. It could be that this person is dangerous in that they are criminals, maybe sexual predators. You have children. Got to be careful. This person could be dangerous. You have a husband or a wife, and this person comes over and they start checking out your husband or wife. That's danger too. Watch your back. Watch people setting traps. They could come to your house, scope out the things that you have, and set you up to get robbed. Luck is coming for you, though. Despite all of that, luck is coming. You need to do an herb bath. You should do an herb bath. You can add fresh parsley and mint. Get fresh parsley and mint at the supermarket. Get a bowl of water. Fill it up with cool water. Start ripping up the herbs and start praying for wealth and abundance and happiness. And rip those herbs up in that water until the water turns green. You're releasing the chlorophyll in the water. Sift out the leaves. After you physically bathe with soap and water, then you're going to dump that over your head. You're going to say prayers. You're going to air dry. And you're going to pull that wealth, that money into your life. Okay? So do that herb bath. It's saying here that if you have too many women, you're balancing too many women, you got to leave them alone. You got to focus on your children. Your children need you right now. This is what Spirit is saying. I'm not saying this. Spirit is saying this. I called on your spirit guides, and this is what they're telling me. I'm going to pull an Archangel card for you to see what the angels have to say. What final words that they have for you. But you have been given a lot of advice. You've been given remedies to heal, to turn things around. Watch where you eat. Watch traveling. Okay? Watch where you go. Because you got people that are out for you. Okay, there we go. All right. So there's two archangels that are speaking. There's Archangel Metatron. Metatron says to prioritize. Okay. And this is what Spirit was saying. You got to have that calendar. You got to prioritize. Home. You got to take care of home. That's prioritizing. Spending time with your family, your people, your husband, your wife, your kids. Spending time in your house, just getting into you. Spirit Metatron, Archangel Metatron is saying you got to prioritize. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So you can look up a prayer for Metatron, Archangel Metatron. Okay, I'll see if I can post a prayer in the description, and you need to start praying. Metatron's going to help you get this done. Okay. Compassion. Okay. Sagittarians, you might be really hot-headed and fiery. Spirit, Archangel, who's speaking? Zachiel is saying, have compassion, be easy. Don't eat people up. Don't chew people up. Have compassion. Because if you don't have compassion, and if you haven't had compassion in the past, this karma is going to come back around and someone's going to feed you what you fed them. Okay? So Zachiel is saying, be easy. Soften your heart with respect to your situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Soften your heart. Be easy. My fire, brethren, and sistren. Okay? This was a great reading. If you have any questions, you can email me at ayabaswin, WYND 999 at gmail.com. I will see you at the end of the month to give you your October 2019 reading. I hope all goes well. See you later.